How are you? This is Gabriel Yak, and this message is to the Jewish spiritual leaders and to all the Jewish leaders in the world. To start off, I want to ask you a question. My question to you is, what are your rights? What are your rights? What are your rights, or what are your God-given rights? Now, I just want to bring something to your attention, You see, all this, you're going, let's say, somewhere in America or, in the world, and then they stop, they stop a Jew and they say, I want to tell you what your rights are. These are your rights. These are the laws here. This has been done, when the Jews went into exile, the Gentiles did say, let's, inconvenience them while they're here. Things started, things stopped, wars were fought, people made peace in the end, yada, yada, yada. And since America's existence, I found out that they and the world made mob-run governments, government-run mob. It's all basically called mob, the one nation mob, whatever you want to call it. And to make it so that, each country in the world has something that's called a government, but they make it seem what is called a government of land. Like I said, the government of America, the government of Asia, the government of Russia, or for example, the government of Israel, for example. I'm not saying America made the government of Israel. I'm not even going to get into about the story about Israel. Let's just say the Jews were there the whole time and this whole thing was propaganda. All a lie to say, oh, well, let's have the Jews live in Israel again. They were there the whole time. This way, the Torah teaches something called about dealing with the 10 lost tribes and stuff, yada, yada, yada. Whatever teachings are about the 10 lost tribes. The tribe of Yosef and Binyamin stayed in Israel, primarily the tribe of Yosef. They were there the whole time. There's no 19 yada, yada year of, Israel became an official Jewish state. They were there the whole time. It was all made together by the bad Israelis at the time, or the wicked Israelis at the time, I should say. So this is all a conspiracy. Call me crazy, this is all a conspiracy. I found out what's going on. I know what's going on. I just want to bring to your attention is that since America's existence, America started this whole shit on the Jews. They had their own people agree, their own Gentiles agree, wherever, to say, yeah, well, let's make laws, inland laws of this, laws of that, and then tell the Jews, these are your rights. Let me tell you about your rights. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you can or say will be held against, the court of law, yada, 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 right? All against the Jews. All for the Jews. All for the Jews. They do this to each other on purpose. They go by it on purpose. The only laws that are supposed to be followed are the 7 NOAHIDE laws. And what's supposed to be followed for the Jews especially is the Torah. So, that's what they call the 10 lost tribes. The tribe of Reuben, the tribe of Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Naphtali, Dan, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, and then there's, the tribe of, Yosef, Binyamin in Israel, wherever they are these days anyways. So, when the Jews went into exile, throughout history, the Gentiles that went after the tribe of Yosef is who they were really after, not the Jews in exile. They're very mistaken. You see, the Gentiles don't know of the Jews in exile the way, the way the Jews know of the Jews in exile. We're not bullshit. We're not Israel. Israel's bullshit compared to the Jews in exile. This is the truth. No matter how much they succeeded militarily or their military prowess, whatever is they're proud in, whatever in material there is they're proud in too. Okay? Israel is bullshit compared to us. That's the truth. Okay? It was proven one too many times, especially in the last 5 years. It's being proven as we speak right now too. Okay, so all these laws were made for the Jews. Especially since America's existence, it was all planned out. They always wanted to attack Israel. But they made a mistake in mixing up and confusing it with the Jews in exile. So all these laws and rights are all mob-made since its beginning. And yes, it's passed down orally they tell each other, this has been verified now. There's proofs on surveillance. There's things, the right people have the right proofs. Investigations have been made. Economy investigations have been made. Everything has been made by the Jews themselves, and everything's been found out now. And you believe these stupid people want to pull something off the Jews. They're trying to budge us. They're lucky they didn't get our attention, to be honest with you. So all this is for the Jews. All this, rights and all this bullshit propaganda you see on TV. They gave them these rights. They gave gay people gay rights, lesbian people gay rights, right? They. Who's the they is the question. They gave them the rights. Now, so-called in the world, you have what they call government run, or government of this, government of Russia, government of Asia, government of Nigeria, government of America, yada, yada, yada. Making all these laws, even for holding, even to have a knife. A Jew can't have a knife, honestly, right? In America, right? Or New York, I should say. All these laws and everything because all states don't agree and they're not together, right? Right? Now, I want to inform you who's trying to budge you and get your attention, since, whoever you are, the Jewish spiritual leaders and all the other Jewish leaders in the world, Israel not included, obviously. I want to get into this thing about Israel too. You see, Israel had things off to the plate. They joined all these so-called, I'm not going to say governments in the world, mobs in the world that are called governments. Government-run mobs, mob-run governments, yada, yada, yada. So there's a government that's a mob that's being run, and there's a mob that's running the government, and then there's all the people who join them, and of course they'll try to get the Jewish people to join them too, always. But the Jewish people strictly didn't know that it was against the Jews. All these laws, regulations, all these papers, all these things, all to inconvenience and control the Jews in exile. All just to get Israel. All just to get Israel. No timers want to bother the Jews in exile. All just to get Israel. We don't care about Israel because Israel doesn't care about us. Okay? Justice will be done with Israel. Israel will explain itself to the right Jewish leaders. With the Gentile leaders minding their business, of course, before it gets serious on them. You see, I want to just express something to you between us Jews. You see, the Jews already took it from the Gentiles. Moshe Rabbeinu literally destroyed whoever he had to in the world. All the attackers that came to Egypt, or whoever came to Egypt. You see, Egypt did the same thing. So-called on-land governments. Rules, laws on Jews. America said, we'll tell you what your rights are. You see, this never had anything to do with the Jews in exile, but they confused it with the Jews in exile. Because it was always the tribe of Yosef getting out of line, doing things, I'm not saying they're doing it now, but in the past, when the Jews went in exile, they started destroying things that were, built in Israel by whoever great names. Things were built by King David, things were built by King Solomon. Tried, having Jews attacked in exile. I'm talking about many years ago. I'm not talking about today's day and age. So, you need to have brought to your attention is that whoever you are, your spiritual leaders and your Jewish leaders, you're the Jewish leaders in the world. And I want to tell you and bring to your attention that you have all these other Gentile leaders who clearly, I know, they're not budging you, they're not able to budge you, they're not able to get your attention. Thank God they didn't get your attention, but I'm getting your attention right now, though. I'm going to get your attention right now, though. They have something against you. We're the Jewish people, we received the Torah. You see, their loser ancestors said, no, we won't accept it. And it was offered. Of course. If they want a piece of the Jews, there's going to be Shimon and Levi on them. Forget numbers. Numbers are no difference here. We're Jewish. I'm Jewish. I know that for sure. I know the Torah says avoid wars with other nations. Not because we can get our asses kicked, because we're going to kick too many asses. It's going to get serious on them. They're going to find out what Jewish is. They're going to find out what Jewish like. I'm not some politician. I'm not some game. I'm a joke, right? I want to bring to your attention, with all these so-called rules and what's called the law, you got all this bullshit all around the world. It's just to control Jews. Putting laws on Jews, telling Jews what their rights are. You come to America, New York, for example, so we're going to tell you what your rights are. You're the Jewish leaders in the world. I want to tell you the Gentile leaders in the world have a serious problem with you without your knowing. Intentionally, though. They want to use all kinds of stipulations to make sure you stand down and don't do anything because it's right and use it against you, but they don't know the karma that comes around at the end of it all afterwards. Shimon and Levi, this shit then. Go look it up again. Shimon and Levi. Shimon and Levi. What are your rights? Let me ask you something. People travel, there's land. Land is free. It's all propaganda when they say, oh, in America there's freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of this, freedom of that. In other countries there's not. We'll just taunt and intimidate you Jews. And to say, oh, we're lucky we're here, there's freedom of speech here. Unlike other countries, for example. Land is free, the world is free. As far as Israel goes, they'd like to tell you, go talk to your government from where you are. Go back to your country. They're trying to say this is our home, it's not your home. Unless you join them, one way or the other, they will make sure you do not live there. And when you come there, they might put you on TV and say, hey, this guy's new in Israel. They do this a lot to people. Traveling, on vacations, whatever. They mess with them, they play bad jokes on them. I happened to catch it on TV while I was there 5 years ago. You don't want to know what I did to them while I was there. We all ended up being friends at the end, After I, whooped everyone's asses on the street. Everyone. Israeli military, soldiers, everyone. I called them out. I said, I see you guys like, fighting at the end of the night. You want to see who's better. So I said, how about everyone on me? No rules. Everyone on me. You had even mature adults, the older adults even joining in. Everyone got their asses kicked. Everyone got their asses kicked. I took it easy, of course. So we all ended up friends. But you know what? Later on, I found out they betrayed me while I was in America doing them a favor. We don't communicate with the world. The world isn't going to sit down with us. We're not so-called mobs of the world, or should I say governments of the world. Or mafias of the world, which they were always afraid of. We don't sit down with bullshit. We don't discuss bullshit. Israel likes to. They like to get into this mentally ill propaganda. We are the leaders in the world. We are sitting down with you. We want you to give away land. Yada, yada. We don't condone this bullshit. We don't take this bullshit. Make believe they're asking you to give away land. You know what you do to them? In comparison to Israel and Israel's so-called leaders, in comparison to the Jewish spiritual leaders in the world and the Jewish leaders in the world, they got nothing on you. They can't take you for shit. They sure as hell's got nothing on me. No one can take me for shit. I'm sure people think I'm, some kind of bullshit and they want to voice their opinions, which is a big, big fucking mistake to do with me, honestly. They hide serious business all the time. They don't show serious business on TV. They want to say, tell America, report a crime. Nothing's going on. They're just lying and bullshitting on TV. I barely even watch TV. Not anymore. The news always lies. The news, everyone lies. You really think true hero work and true heroism is going to be reported and displayed on TV? With the serious shit out there, with the serious business in the world? Israel will be taken care of. If they want to play with me, if they want to play their little game with me, this time I'm going to show them something they've never seen before. Podlacy is not the way to go with me. And you too, though. I want to inform you that Israel and the Gentile leaders in the world are trying to make it look like to the Jews, by whether they realize it or not, but with all these laws, and we'll tell you what your rights are, is you have nowhere to run, you have nowhere to hide. We're afraid of them, right? I'm afraid of them, right? You're surrounded, go by it, and we'll do whatever we want with you and to you. Hell, we'll even sleep with your wives if we want to. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. They want to bitch you, obviously, without you knowing about it, though. Well, I want to bring to your attention and say, you're the Jewish leaders in the world. You know who you are. You're being informed about this video when it comes out. You need to do something about it right now. Before the superpowers in the world do something about it right now. You're the leaders. You're the leaders. Do something about it right now. Do something about it right now. I don't want the world to get breathtaken by the superpowers of the world. I don't want the world to feel the power. They'll never get over it. They won't stop crying about it. I don't know who these Gentile babies are, honestly. Gentile leaders? Who the fuck are Gentile leaders? Seriously. I'm gonna name names now. I'm gonna name names now. It's an insult for me to name names. It's an insult for me to even say their names, to even hear their names come out of my mouth, in all honesty. They don't respect you. Laws, regulations, rules. Not the 7 NOAHIDE laws, but the law. Wherever in the world, everywhere in the world. Laws, right? They made special mob governments. These are all mob governments. All for you, and these stupid people, Jewish and Gentile, chose leaders who take advantage of them all the time. We don't give a shit about them. A lot has been done in the last, several years. A lot of backstabbing has been done in the last several years. There's no mistake about it. Let's not forget it, too. Now it's time to do your part. The smoke is cleared. It's time for you to come back now. You're supposed to now. Make a difference. Make an impact. Make it happen. You know what to do, right? Things keep going up right now. You see, this bullshit in the world is starting to reach the serious people in the world. And the seriousness in the world. Not serious bullshit in the world. And serious prison or jail threats in the world. You see, by doing all these rules that they want to control the Jews, by so-called giving out rights and telling you what your rights are, they want to control the Jews. They want to take the Jews and put them in prison. Israel wants to put good kinds of Jews in jail for some reason. This is what I found out. This is what I'm finding out. They got the wrong attention right now. We're not going to do what we're capable of, sure, but I'm telling you, these people need a spanking. You ought to spank them. They're calling you out, and you don't see it because you're that damn good. You're that good. But now it's been brought to your attention. They want the question is to you to be, what are they going to do now? The honest question you should be asking yourselves is, what are you going to do now? You're not afraid of them? Nobody is. Look at all these nobodies under them. All men in suits sitting with bullshit. They want to discuss things. They want to discuss technology, right? We all know who really makes technology in the world. We all know the truth in the world. We all know where it comes from in the world. We all know where what comes from in the world, unlike the lies that are being brought out to everyone by everyone. These bullshit people taking credit. They're saying, oh, don't worry, these serious people won't do anything to us. We're just taking credit, We're just claiming things. It's not serious at all to them. When Israel is involved in this, it's serious. And I'm telling you, Israel's getting involved in this again. You know? So it's you, the Jewish leaders in the world, versus the Gentile leaders in the world. This is what it's coming down to. This is what it's come down to. They really fucking want a piece of you. But they don't want you to know how scared they are of you. Look at what Moshe did, for example. Clean house in Egypt. Look at what the Jews did since leaving Egypt. I mean, it's not been the same since we got the Torah. No one knows what, the superpowers in the world did. No one knows what the powerful people in the world did. No one knows what the tribe of Yehuda did. No one knows. No one knows shit. They live in a reality based on beliefs and ducking. They don't want a piece of you. They just want to fuck with you and kill you if they can, as long as you don't know about it and their asses don't get in any trouble. Because they don't want to call you out one-on-one, fair and square, in the versing terms. They don't want to go one-on-one with you. But it's come down to the one-on-one here. You got all the little people on the bottom, not knowing who you are, bothering you all the time with bullshit. And because you know better, you hold back. But my question to you is, fuck out leading them, fuck being better than them. My question to you is, these are their leaders. Take a look at them. Take a look. I know it's an insult, but you got to do it now. Take a look at them. Look at them. They're living, breathing insults because you looked at them. It's time to make a change. It's time to spank these leaders. They want to lock you up. They want to put you in a prison and make you scared there. And hire people like they always do. For Jews. Customized. To scare them and give them a living hell in prison. Surveillancing has been done, and man, don't call it illegal, you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why they put all these laws out there. So you don't know shit. You sit and follow it because you don't want to be bothered by them. I'm telling you, they want to bother you. I'm telling you, fuck these laws. They want to tell you, they want to tell you what your rights are. They know what it says in the Torah. Jews avoid wars, for the Jews to avoid wars with other nations. But what they don't know is the severity of what they're doing. There's Moshe's time. Moshe did great. There's Mashiach's time. This is the Mashiach's time. God bless him wherever he is again. If you don't do something about this right now, people like the Mashiach will. It's not time right now for high profilers to be doing what they're going to be doing in the future right now, because you, for example, not putting your attention in the right place. The world is not ready to see all this miracle shit right now. It's just too much to handle. This ain't the time now. We're not up to the main event of the evening at this point. We're up to bullshit coming up and interfering the show because they want to kill Jews and can't. I'm telling you, this has been happening for a long time. They're against you, and what are you going to do about it? I did my part. You do yours now. You see, it gets too serious if I get serious. I'm a jokeful guy, I don't like conflicts. But I get serious, you get serious. I'm not bullshit. I'm not a game. Do not play with a strong man, Gentiles. Do not fuck with a strong man, Gentiles. That's the message you should be passing to them, what I just said to these Gentile leaders. You're the Jewish leaders in the world. If you ever come in doubt, on what to say or do, tell them to go one-on-one with GABRIEL YAK in anything. If they really want to take it over, if they really want to take it over to the max, then you'll see what I'm capable of. I'm standing down right now, though. If they really want to take it to the max, tell them GABRIEL YAK wants them, these leaders, and ask them what are they going to do about it. You let me know if you fail. The right people are going to be let known, to watch this video, what to know, whatever, yada yada. If you fail, if you say, it's bullshit, I'm not going to put too much attention to it, you leave it to me. And you see how serious this gets. Nobody's to tell the Jews, these are your rights, and this is the law. All that's to be followed, by Gentiles especially, are the 7 NOAHIDE laws. I make myself clear. The 7 NOAHIDE laws. And by the Jews especially, the Torah. You see, I can call the world on all these so-called leaders, Jewish and Gentile. They'll listen to me, you know what I'm saying? They know who I am. I'm talking about the serious people in the world. Do we really have to get it to that? I'll inform them about what you're doing, so you take this serious enough and do the right thing before something serious happens with the whole world involved this time. I will get the right people together. I brought the tribe of Yehuda to Israel five years ago. They kicked everyone's fucking ass over there for what they wanted to do to heroes over there. You don't know what Israel likes to do to heroes and likes to do with heroes, especially the ones that don't know Israel too well. You know? Watching a person starve to death on TV is not something that's that you condone in places in Israel where you don't know what the hell is what, and you're lost all of a sudden. You know who brought you there, who set you up there, right? Putting visitors in Israel on TV saying, hey, he's new to Israel, let's fuck with him, is wrong too. Israel takes the Gentiles seriously. We don't. Fuck the Gentiles. Not all of them. The right ones to say fuck the Gentiles, say fuck the Gentiles too. If they voice their opinions, I'm going to let the world know. You see, the serious leaders in the world respect me. They know who I am. They know what I've done for them. We all know what we've done for each other. What we've been through since God knows how long. They want to scorn you. They want to mock you. I'm letting you right now. I'm letting you know right now. You're the right people to let know right now about what needs to be done before this gets serious. Now, question is, who is Edom? America is Edom. The Torah teaches Edom is the evil force in the world. You, the Jewish spiritual leaders and the Jewish leaders in the world, I say to you, rid the world of evil. Mashiach now.